Mike Francies.
Mike Francies.
Mike Francies.
Mike Francis.
Yeah, very senior partner who gives junior people a lot of time, gives them a lot of responsibility.
Mike Francies is a terrific role model in that regard, someone who, even though I'm now in-house many years, is still someone I could pick up the phone to and call and bounce ideas off if I needed any help.
We called Mike Francies at home. Now this is, 3, 4 in the morning, and he answered the question like he knew the regs off the top of his head, and the answer, of course, was horrible for us. But having a resource like that, and a man of Mike's stature, able to get on the phone on a moment's notice and give Tom this advice, again, it's something that you only see at a place like Weil.
I remember the first night we'd worked late, and I know he'd had several months of very long hours, and I'd walked into his office. Well, I peered into his office about 3 a.m. and he was asleep, and I thought, oh God, I can't go in, I can't wake him up. He's like the boss of the boss. So I scurried back to my desk and I rang him to wake him up. What a cowardly thing to do, but that worked. But after that, I realised actually he's a really approachable guy, very friendly, and I could walk into his office whenever, and I did, and it was always an open door policy, even if he was asleep, poor guy. And I remember speaking even to Mike Francies there and saying, Mike, is there a way that I could take the UK bar so I could become a UK licensed attorney? And I did, and I'm now a UK solicitor. And all of that was to transition and to allow me to stay in Weil, London as long as I possibly could.
And Mike, in many respects, is the father to one of the biggest families in London, because once you've worked with Mike and been part of his Weil family, you never really leave that family. His character really does show in the office, the people that he's hired and the way that people are treated in the office. A great decision maker, a great solution finder, and someone who's very adaptable in the way that he thinks about legal problems, which is something which was very, very helpful as a young lawyer.
He's also a person who's very, very good at saying thank you, which again, when you're junior associate in just one department in a big firm, and the managing partner is taking time to appreciate the work you're doing. It's the small things like that that make working at Weil very, very enjoyable.
The first time I worked with Mike, I remember receiving a barrage of emails overnight, just forwarded. And that was about 3 a.m. I wake up and see these emails and think he must have sent it to the wrong James. He can't possibly have meant to send it to me as a first year. And I spoke to my supervisor at the time, who advised me and said, no, this is your opportunity. Mike's seen you as a good associate and wants to give you the opportunity, but what he really taught me was being generous with your time.
Lead by example, which Mike Francis always did. Be available to the clients, get to understand the situation very quickly.
Really found him to be a class act, frankly. He's one of those people who I see regularly today, and with good reason. He's a wonderful guy.
As soon as I got to Weil, London, I looked around and I said, this place is incredible. I want to stay here as long as I possibly can.
It was a great place to be because you were essentially surrounded by mentors. People were always willing to spend time with you, to talk you through things.
What struck me about Weil was everyone was incredibly friendly, and it seemed like a very flat structure. So you could talk to any of the partners during the sessions and the associates, and there didn't seem to be too much difference in the way that they interacted with you, which was quite heartening.
The experience was phenomenal, and having our daughter over there was really interesting because they give you leaving drinks when you go out for maternity leave. And when we had birthdays, you got to bring your own cakes, which was a little bit of a change in tradition. Usually in the States, people bring you presents for your birthday, but you got to bring others.
So my time in London, when I think back, it was great being part of a trainee intake. So there's a lot of you in the same boat, going through the same things at the same time. It meant you all got to know each other really well. And if you ever had any issues or problems, there was always someone you could talk to that had probably been through that before and could help you.
Mike, congratulations on your 20th anniversary as head of the London office. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and I look forward to catching up with you and celebrating together in the future.
Mike, congratulations on 20 years with Weil. Thank you for all your leadership, your support, and just being an amazing leader.
Mike, thank you for all your support, your openness, for being a leader, and by leading by example, which has enabled Weil to be such a fantastic institution and firm. 20 fantastic years, many more. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your anniversary. My time in London was some of my favorite time at Weil, and I remember it fondly, and just am so excited, that you're celebrating this big achievement. So congratulations again.
Mike, congratulations for 20 years leading the London office. It's a remarkable achievement. I hope you're very proud of everything you've built here. It's a great success. Congratulations.
Mike, congratulations on making 20 years as the head of the London office. You are awesome in many ways, and I'm sure lots of people have said this, and you'll be starting to blush because that's the kind of guy you are. You're very special to Jeff and me. You are the only one of our bosses who we invited to our wedding, and I always enjoy seeing you and Claire and various of your sons and grandchildren now. They are lucky to have you, and here's to another 20 years.